all the banks rushing in to use XRP right now? We're going to break that down today. A lot of information has happened in a short amount of time. And everybody flipped from XRP is the worst thing to XRP is going to change the financial system. What I'm going to do in today's video is I'm going to break down the facts, figures, numbers, logic, and show you that this is a slow, drawn out shift of a monetary system, and it's nothing to fear. So let's start out there. Before, you had a bank that you walked into, and they had a ledger on a piece of paper. And then you switched to interbanking, where you could walk into a bank and you weren't in your local location, and they would call the other bank and they would take the money off the deposit that you did. Then we got true interbanking, where they were using computer systems. So when they would type in your balance, you could use any bank all over. Then we got debit cards, and there was resistance there. We had credit cards. And then, oh shit, online banking came and every single person resisted that. And then holy shit, the smartphone came and you're gonna do your banking on your phone? Oh, everything's gone to hell in a handbasket. And you go into a bank and use the SWIFT system, cutoff times, large fees, expensive to move your money. And then all of a sudden, distributed ledger technology, on-demand liquidity, real-time payments comes in. And cryptocurrency is a fraud. It's the devil. It's the mark of the beast. The same shit they said when you got a debit card. The same shit they said when they got online banking. The same shit they said when you had bill pay. And now here we are. XRP holders are the only holders in a brand new asset class historically that has regulatory clarity. Can you imagine? We are extremely small percentage of the population that holds an asset that will be radically transforming the financial system, and you can tell your grandkids you hold that asset. So everybody's saying that all the banks now all of a sudden are going to use XRP and Ripple. That's not true. You have so many different distributed ledger technologies. You have so many real-time payments. You have FedNow services. You have R3. You have JPM, who has his own, JP Morgan, that has their own blockchain distributed ledger technology. They have the Onyx. And you have Ripple, you have XLM, you have Samsung phones, you have Apple phones, you have Cricket phones. Yes, a lot of banks now are going to feel more comfortable implementing these new distributed ledger technology because now they have clarity. But guys, it was just a little part of the case. We as holders are not holding this security. It's still going. So there's still a lot of clarity for the markets, but here's the good news. It's all designed and all by chance, which I'm going to show you some articles. Is the Bank of International Settlements, the Bank of Banks, is giving clarity to the G20, which they're meeting in August. There's going to be a transformation from August on. And by the end of 2023, the BS has promised to have regulatory clarity and recommendations for the globe. And let's take a look at what everybody else is doing around the world. So this is the type of stuff that's hitting the news, which is cause FOMO, which is going to increase the price a little bit. I think the capital markets are still going to come collapsing down on the back end just because of macroeconomics. And then we're going to have a massive bull run next year in 2024. And some people are going to become very wealthy. So Ripple says U.S. banks will want to use XRP cryptocurrency after partial victory. So that's from their lawyer. I believe this, yes, because now they have clarity. I worked in the banking system. I was a VP. You're not going to implement anything that doesn't have regulatory clarity. You're bound by regulation in a bank. So yes, it's loosened up now. People are starting to make decisions. The meetings are starting to happen. But if you pause for just a moment, pay attention to the dates, pause and read this. I'm not going to read the whole thing to you in my YouTube channel. Link to my bio. I go through the whole thing. So February 15, 2023, crypto assets, a new standard for banks. That's from the European Central Bank. Read this in detail. Pay attention to DLT. Talk about crypto and DLT, distributed ledger technology. Make sure you understand what that means. It'll help your investment strategy. Okay, then 2 months later, MiCA, study MiCA. Okay, read this right here. I'm very pleased that today we are delivering our promise to regulate the crypto sector. And if we back up to July 2017, Bank of England was already working with Ripple on a proof of concept, guys. If you read this last line right here, this was in 2017. Cross-border payments, when applied to wholesale markets, present different challenges than compared with retail corporate transactions. With Ripple's product is designed to handle, okay, the availability of liquidity in such challenge. And the proof of concept allowed Bank of England, and Ripple to begin exploring these questions. So I know all these influencers are telling you now on this date it's going to flip and this date. Guys, it's a slow, methodical transition, just like they went from interbanking to online banking to now we're going from the Swift system to ISO, right? Swift will still be there. Everything will move 24/7, 365 days a year. So what would I do? This is just my opinion, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Is I would cut out my frivolous spending right now. I would stop buying coffee out, save $4 a day, and maybe take that $4 a day and put it into, it's not a speculative asset anymore. XRP is the only one with regulatory clarity. How about that? So maybe put it into some of these cryptocurrencies, do your research, and hold on to them. And when everybody gets really, really excited, when this hits the masses and the masses come flooding in, you get the fuck out. So when you're sitting in a grocery store line and you start hearing people online talking about cryptocurrency, that's your signal to start selling, because the whales are getting ready to dump on these people. They're going to be selling them their crypto. So then when you gain this large amount of wealth, what can you do with it? You don't go buy Lambos and big ass houses because rich parents have rich kids, poor parents have poor kids. You need to rewire the foundation to change the situation. So here's what I did, and here's what I'll continue to do, is I have what's called Index Universal Life. It's called the infinity banking concept. That's how I secure, protect, and compound my wealth, and also use it as my own bank to borrow against if I want to buy more assets. Number two is I use precious metals right now. I have silver. I'm going to buy more gold, or buy gold, get into gold coming up as a store of value. We're heading into real estate now. We believe everything's going vertical because people can no longer afford to live. Multifamily homes, if you see in Arizona, they're now knocking down all these strip malls and apartments are going up. So in 2024, we're going to start heading into multifamily. We also crushed it in business since 2020. We're going to continue to do business because business is the best way to beat inflation and the quickest way to earn passive income. Well, I shouldn't even use that word. Everybody's so full of shit. Nothing's passive. We have to actively manage our businesses. This is the greatest time in human history. And your number one thing right now should be investing in self-development, investing in yourself, investing in your health, investing in your family, and most of all, understanding that there is no invisible enemy and there's nobody coming to save you. The Christ that I follow already saved me. And he told me when I get to the end, I'll find out it was in the beginning. And in the beginning, it is the end. So the decisions I make right now after I get off this TikTok and what I can hold in my heart as a frequency can eventually become my reality. And some of these really religious people will say that's woo-woo. But when they tell you to look in the sky, the birds will precede you. And when your pastor tells you to look in the sea, the fish will precede you. But the Jesus I follow told me look inside and realize that you are the king and you are the queen. And you are beautiful, you are powerful, you are strong, you are worthy. And you're worth it to get your family shit together. So if anybody's told you anything different, I love you. And as we always say, warriors, rise, get your shit together. Remember, I will never proactively DM you. Those are all scammers. I can't get verified here on TikTok. I don't know why. We will never ask you to send us money. We're a licensed insurance agent. I have an Index Universal Life team, which is linked in my bio. It's a free consultation. We also have our Warrior Education Academy, not an investment platform, where you can get education and be around other like-minded individuals just like you so you don't feel crazy. Because doesn't it feel crazy having this information when people are stuck in an old situation? So stop trying to change people's mind and become and let them see the light in you. I'll see you on the inside. Everything's on my bio here. Love you.